Hi Scorpio, welcome back. So Scorpio, this is going to be your you versus them reading for the month of May. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you might be dealing with. Let's go ahead and get started. So the general shared energy is the seventh house of relating. Okay, so this is all about relationships, companionship, friendships, marriages, all of that being brought to light during this time frame. It's about gaining balance, gaining justice, gaining an awareness, okay, of the connection or who you are connecting with, you know, being able to relate to one another as opposed to finding fault with one another, or being able to relate to the connection as opposed to averting the connection, things like that, okay? So let's see what your overall energy is for Scorpio, and then we'll go into the person you're connecting to for the month of May. Ooh, I only wanted one card. You got a few here. So Scorpio, your overall energy is the World card, okay? This talks about cycles completing, feeling successful in things that you've overcome, or being successful in things that may have challenged you, things that may have left you feeling isolated in the past, you know, feeling successful and overcoming those types of energies, those types of feelings, okay? So person you're relating to, they have justice here, which is really interesting because that was the shared energy, right? Was all about balance. So this is talking about integrity and this person regaining their balance, okay? So that's what they're being encouraged to do during this time frame. So let's see where this is headed for my Scorpios. So Scorpio, recent past energy, okay? Recent past energy leading up to the current energy. Give me two cards. So I have the Six of Swords out here, okay? And I don't always show all of the cards, and that's because this is a sexual tarot, and it has nudity in it. But also, I haven't been able to get my nails done in a while because of the quarantine, and I'm not trying to show them off. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. But yes, okay, so Six of Swords, the Chariot, the King of Cups is the recent past energy. So this is definitely you, you know, with the King of Cups here. But I feel like this is a complicated emotion, Scorpio, of wanting to flee from a connection or from the pain, and then kind of addicted to it at the same time. So I mean, it sounds bizarre, but it's actually more common than you think. You know, people get addicted to certain circumstances, a certain feeling. And it's like you don't want it, but you want it. You know, you want to distance yourself, but at the same time, you keep coming back. Some of you, it's like this energy of you distance yourself to hurt the person, or hurt whoever it is you're connecting with, or maybe they do you and then they come back to check, or you come back to check like, okay, did that hurt? You know, and it's a bit of an emotional game, you know, and albeit not a good game to play, right? Because it creates negative karma when we do things like that, because we're not being authentic, you know, we're not saying authentically what we're feeling, we're testing someone's emotions. So I feel like that's what's going on here, Scorpio, in the past energy. And I'm picking it up as you, particularly if you're a masculine Scorpio, but it can be the other person as well, that, you know, it's like someone wants to see if they can hurt someone else, because they know if they can hurt that person, then that person still cares. And that sounds terrible, right? That sounds terrible, but that's what I see here, you know, okay? So it's also a way of asserting dominance, right? Because if you have the power to hurt someone, then you feel that you're in more control of where the connection goes and what occurs within the connection, right? Or maybe this person feels that way. Something to do with that. So let's see what the person, whoa. Their recent past energy is the Justice, the High Priestess, the King of Cups, which is your energy, and the Four of Pentacles. The King of Cups showing up on both sides. So that lets me know that the energy is kind of mutual and that this is likely something that's going back and forth, you know. This person's recent past is trying to find balance. Like I said, peace, justice, connecting with their intuition, with their spiritual self, trying to get enlightenment, trying to get control over their emotions, being closed off, not really wanting to open up. This person is like in such like they're in such a spiritually geared type of energy. They don't even care if they participate in the connection because they are participating in it in the 5D, you know, or they're working things out on a whole different level, on a whole nother playing field. And so they don't feel the need to, or at least in the past, to create something in the 3D, in reality, right? Because they're doing a lot of spiritual work, a lot of emotional work, trying to gain balance over that, trying to become unbothered. That's what it is. This person has been putting a lot of energy into either creating a safe space for themselves or from detaching emotionally from the connection, especially if there were games going on. If they were the one doing the games, then they also are working on controlling that or releasing the need to play into that, etc. So let's see what your perception is of this person, Scorpio. And keep in mind that perception is not always reality, right? But it's your perception, so it's your reality. So let's see, what is your perception of this connection, of this person? 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, the Queen of Cups. So Scorpio, you feel like this, the way that you perceive the connection is that you're kind of at a loss, I feel. You feel, like you miss this person's warmth, or you miss being able to open up to them, or they you. There's definitely nostalgia here in the way that you perceive the connection. You know, some of you, like I said earlier, are purposely distancing or leaving this person out in the cold because you want them to miss you. You want them to genuinely miss you so that they open up to you, right? So for those of you that are in that vibration, may I give you a caution there? When you do the opposite to someone of what you want to receive, it's almost like telling the universe that you want the opposite. You know, so like if you're pushing someone away because you want them to come closer to you, it's almost a law of attraction impossibility. Okay, because it's like saying you don't want it, and the universe always conspires to give you what you want. So when you say you don't want, it gives you more of not getting or not wanting. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about it that way. If you want to be able to do this successfully. So if you're pushing away because you want someone to push back harder, I would caution you there. Okay. But I do feel like there's a lot of memories here. There's a lot of nostalgia. This person, you want to be in their heart, okay? Or you perceive them as someone who has the ability to open your heart, okay? So what's this person's perception of you? The Death card, the Chariot. Don't mind my dog, I can't help it. She sees somebody outside. Okay. Then they have, oh my goodness, there's lots of cards. The Judgment, the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. This is all in how they perceive you. This could be a reading in of its own, you know. So Scorpio, they perceive you as fleeing the connection, you know, releasing the connection. And being happy about it, you know, being okay with it. They perceive you as putting focus on your day-to-day life, your family, a commitment for some of you. Things that bring you fulfillment, things that make you feel like you could be yourself and not judged. Because I feel strongly that you don't want to be judged. Or maybe you feel this person judges you and you want to be released from that. Now, I don't know if that's how they genuinely feel, but we'll get the cards, but that's the perception here. This person sees like movement forward, and there's a part of them that either has already released the connection or wants to, that also wishes for that because they want stability back in their life. They want one of two things. They either want complete release or the full like enchilada, they either want to completely release themselves from it or they want all of it, or they want communication, they want directness, they want, you know, I don't know if the full enchilada is even a saying, but you know what I mean. They want it all. I don't know. So how you genuinely feel. So underneath all of that, that's your perception of each other, okay? So perception is surface level, somewhat. So underneath that, you know, what do you genuinely feel? Okay. So Magician here. All right. How do you genuinely feel? Magician, the Wheel. And one more card. The Two of Pentacles. So Scorpio, I mean, you genuinely want to manifest things, okay? You want karma to work in your favor. You want the Wheel of Fortune to go into your favor, right? But I also think that you, I don't know, you genuinely still go back and forth about it, or what's the Two of Pentacles? Three of Swords, because there's heartache here, because there was hurt here. Uh-oh. All right, this is not going to be for all of you, but there is a small group of you that you genuinely want to bring this connection back around so you can hurt them the way that they hurt you. Yikes. Okay. So, I mean, I don't have any judgment because I don't know your situation. Maybe they deserve it. I don't know. But I saw that back there and I see that here again. You know, and Scorpio, you are known for revenge, right? Not all of you, but it's what Scorpios are somewhat known for. Taking karma into your own hands, so to speak. Some of you want to take karma into your own hands, you know? But karma will always be returned. Will always be returned. So keep that in mind, right? Now, that's not all of you, okay? Some of you, you go back and forth about manifesting anything within the connection because you've been hurt, you know, either by this person or just in general. And it, you know, you're not really sure if you want to be open to that or if you want to continue to stay in your comfort zone for some of you. For some of you, you like to play the field or play your games or whatever, you know? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, you're not really sure if you want to be tied to that karma as well, right? So here's the other thing. to take into consideration is that every time you entertain the connection, anytime you give it attention, you are also strengthening the bond to the connection, which means you're also tied to the karma within the connection. This is called cords of attachment. Look it up. So how does this person genuinely feel about you? 10 of Wands, 7 of Cups. Underneath it all, what do they really feel? The Fool, Page of Swords. This person genuinely feels like the connection is too heavy, too confusing, and they want to take a risk, but they want to take a calculated risk. Does that make sense? So they, you know, they're going to do their research. Scorpio. You know, this person could be doing their research on you to see if they want to take that risk, right? And there's a lot of different ways we do that, you know, but particularly the Page of Swords talks about online, okay? So this person could be, you know, talking about you to other people, or, you know, if they don't have social media, or they could be looking at your social media and making all of the decisions about what they will and will not do based off of that, okay? Or trying to gain more information, like, is this worth taking the risk for, or is it not? I think that there's confusion here, so this person may not like what they found out, and, you know, we'll see. Or it may have confused them. All right. So what are the blocks in the connection? Scorpio. So the block is the Knave of Pentacles. Now the Knave of Pentacles in this deck has a totally different meaning, so I'm going to show it to you. This person is creating an illusion, right, for the person they're dealing with. So the blocks here is that, again, someone in the connection or both are not being authentic to how they genuinely feel. And it's creating imbalances within the dynamic. It's creating instability and incompatibility, honestly. This person's block is the Hermit. They think too damn much. You know, they may isolate from you too much, or they don't speak on what they're thinking, but they're thinking a lot, or they're reading between the lines, but they're not saying anything. You know, like that type of energy. The Page of Swords, that's what I felt. And this person may also, because it can be interchangeable, view you that way. They may view you as someone who tries to manipulate them with social media, and they have paid attention long enough that they are aware of that, or that you think a lot but you don't communicate, you know, so they could be viewing you that way as well. So take it how it resonates. It could be you, it could be them, and it could be both of you. So what's the most likely outcome then for mid-May? So these readings go about 2 weeks. What's the most likely outcome on Scorpio's side? The Hierophant, the 10 of Wands, and the Emperor. So I don't think you're going to budge here. No. The Hierophant budges for no one. You know, Taurus energy, fixed sign energy. Scorpio, you're a fixed sign. So I don't feel that you're going to budge. It's heavy. You're in your head a lot. You might be fantasizing about the connection sexually. The Emperor is a very sexual energy in this deck. Okay, you may feel that tension there. And it's just building up building up, building up. But I don't see movement. I don't see movement. And then you have the Star and the Queen of Wands. So, some of you don't have movement and the Knave of Swords. Oh, okay, that got interesting. So, yeah, Scorpio, I don't see movement because I think that you are, one, trying to heal yourself. And, you know, you want, like I said earlier, and I felt this in your last reading, you want this person to lay it out on the line for you without you showing anything towards them. Okay, so like you want to pretend you don't care, distance, you know, play mind games for some of you, especially if you know they're watching your social media or you're watching theirs, and you're quite okay with continuing it that way, or maybe you're not okay with it, but you're still not willing to budge. So it blocks the healing of the connection, and what the shared energy was all about was companionship, coming together, having justice here. Some of you, there's no movement because there's more than one person involved, okay? And I don't really get into third parties on these, but, you know, there could be another, there could be a third party here, okay? So what is their next most likely outcome? Ace of Wands, King of Swords, the Five of Wands. Yeah, this person's not going to make any moves either, okay? Because they're trying to detach themselves at this point and be unbothered by it. But they still feel, okay, an attraction, passion. But what are they willing to do about it? Just think about it. The King of Swords doesn't communicate. The King of Swords energy is a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating, a lot of ruminating. And it's also an extremely emotionally detached energy, okay? But they do have the Five of Wands, which is a sense of internal conflict as to what to do about, you know, the situation or the connection. And then let's see. And whether or not they should consider reconciling or not, or coming together or not. If there is a third party, this person sees that as a no-go. You know, that could have been what they found out when they looked you up, saw that there was another person involved, and is just not willing to compete for that, you know, even though they feel a spark. That's what they're weighing out, you know. Do I want to compete? I don't think so. You know, this person says no. For those of you who don't have a third party, they are, like I said, contemplating coming together, but they are really in deep thought about that because they don't want conflict and they don't want to spark another debate or like competition here. You know, they don't want to play the game if that's the game you guys were playing or you were playing. And so they're debating whether or not to call it, you know, call it what it is and leave it alone so they can keep their justice, so they can keep their peace, or is it worth the fight? All right. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. That was interesting reading. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Zodiac signs you might be dealing with. And here's a few things to keep in mind. Okay, Scorpio. These are general readings, not private readings, all right? So all of the messages can be interchangeable. Feel free to interchange them. This could be an intimate person or a platonic person in your life as well, okay? But, and also the zodiac signs I'm getting ready to name off could be, could resonate, could not. But if the reading resonates, then just take it for what it is. But here's the zodiac signs I have. Aries and Aquarius, Taurus, Libra, Cancer, Virgo, Gemini, Aries again, Libra again, another Scorpio, possibly Pisces, and Libra again. So that's what I hope for you. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me. Also, check out my social media account links, my Facebook, my Instagram down below. I am wishing you all the best and either way. So also check out my merchandise as well. Till next time, my friends. Namaste. Bye.